he is. Wednesday, Kate.
Yep.
Started. Niall is down and he's got help this morning.
He got Becca.
Here helping him this morning. Trying to get the room in a bit of order and get everything in the place and home where it should be.
Yep.
He got really upset with me because I was, as he'd put them all on the shelf, I was going along picking them off. And then I'll just walk out the room saying, I'll just throw them back on the shelf for me. America, as I said yesterday, there's a few good ones today. I know you've been eyeing these. You like them. Why, Katie? Because they're pretty.
Yes.
That's just...
And I got beat last month.
They did. Somebody was bidding against you and beat you.
And now there's a set of 2.
And it is going in as a set of 2 as well. So the Willet bottle. So the Willet, I think they're crackers. They are done like the pots. They're a lovely big dent in the base. But they're a gorgeous, gorgeous bottle. This is going as a set of 2. They are... blah, 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 and it gives you the bottle number and all that sort of stuff. I was going to read it and then I went...
Maybe I'll get these ones this time round.
Maybe you will.
We'll see.
Maybe you won't.
I know. Just my luck I won't.
Because it's me that ends up paying for the damn things anyhow. So anyhow.
No. But anyhow, carry on.
America, as I said, I'm going to touch on them ones, but I'm going to come down to the bottom ones first. Blantons. So Blantons are a phenomenon. They're just a phenomenon in America. The prices that they go, I know a lot of them are done in allocation with the shops themselves, the retailers. Some states have them, some states don't have them. The guys go mad over them. Ones in particular are these single barrels. So this is one that was done for the Japanese market. They're gorgeous. The bottles, everything about the Blantons I think are lovely. Just the little squat bottles themselves. The horsey on the top, the seals, all that sort of stuff. You've got all the letters. So this one's got I can't see it.
What's he looking for?
The letters. They all have a letter. There's their S on it under the horse's
under
foot.
the horse.
So you can get Blantons.
There you go.
There you go. So that's an S as well.
That's a B.
Is it a B? I'm dyslexic. Can't tell me B's from the S's.
Good.
That's the gold. The gold, and just hold that up so Sinead can see that. Look at the gold horsey.
Gold horsey.
So that's the standard one, and that's the gold one. It is gorgeous. The wax is a different colour. I think the wax has a more gloss on it.
It has, yeah.
And they're just gorgeous, but with the gloss. Rick number 34. So these ricks are the stands. The rick houses themselves are the whole warehouse, but the ricks themselves are the stands that the bottles go on. And in America, it makes such a difference between where they're stored in the warehouse. Here in Ireland, you know, a lot of the distillers will say there's sweet spots in warehouses and all that sort of stuff. But it's really relevant in America because you've got such a fluctuation in temperature between the ground and then up high.
And the warehouses are so high as well.
And then winter, summer, day, night.
Yeah.
The temperatures really, really do fluctuate.
They get proper seasons. We get bleh.
Yeah, all the time. And it's good for whiskey. It's good for aging whiskey, and that's one of the things the Scotch and the Irish sort of have to them, is that there's not these huge fluctuations. And again, within the stores themselves, there's not the huge variations. But in America, and particularly with Blantons, there a lot of them are old style wooden rick houses or wooden sheds. Sheds isn't the right word; doesn't do it justice. And then the wooden racks as well. You know, they're an aesthetically pretty looking thing. But that's one of the things. So the Blantons, and I've said it a few times in the videos, is the lunacy that we send most of the time. The Blantons bidders are American, and that we're sending the bottles back to America, which it's like, you know, Irish people buying Irish whiskey from Japan. Not that it doesn't happen, but it does happen. Sticking on that Buffalo Trace, there's two kits in this month's auction, which I think is a bit novel. There's one of them is a cocktail kit, so it's got a jigger in it, it's got a wee cocktail menu, it's got the shaker in it, and then it's got the bottle of Buffalo Trace, and then that one's got 2 glasses and the bottle of Buffalo Trace as well. I like Buffalo Trace. It's actually a good, non-offensive, easy to drink bourbon. Just doesn't fight with you, doesn't do anything with you. Some of them you have to sort of be in a mood to have a drink of it, whereas I don't think Buffalo Trace really is anything of that. Maker's Mark, 101 proof, and then there's a Wild Turkey 13-year-old. That's there. It's the bottom shelf. We already mentioned that you're going to be bidding on these. Please don't anybody bid against or let her win them. For God's sake, it'll make my life a wee bit easier.
No, but it's an auction. If I lose, I lose.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
No, Kitty, you have to get into the whole thing of have to have a whinge about it for a wee while.
No, I'm not one of them.
That's not what has to happen, no.
No.
Long Branch. Here's a good one. So this comes from Wild Turkey also, Long Branch, but it's Matthew McConaughey, or as we'd call it, McConaughey.
McConaughey, yeah.
Whereas they call it McConaughey.
Yeah.
Can I do me Matthew?
No.
All right. I won't. Wasn't that good?
I apologise.
She didn't notice.
I knew.
That's one of these celebrity drinks. I mean, the celebrity, modern celebrity, has to have their own brand. I mean, you've got The Rock with his tequila. You've got that drastically good-looking fella with his gin. What do you call him? Deadpool. What's his name?
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
I was going to see if you could get it.
I'd be standing here for a wee while. The hamster would be spinning like hell. Me trying to work out what his name. Ryan Reynolds. He's got his Aviator's gin. I think they all have nearly something there.
Yeah, a lot of celebrities have tequilas, like the Kardashians have tequilas.
Johnny Depp has Hassel. That's what Johnny Depp has.
Bless him.
Yeah, he's going through it.
Bless him.
Now, in fairness to him, I think he's just as mad as she is.
Oh, he is, but still.
Is it because he's good looking?
No, he's just a good actor.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No,
go on now, will you?
That's not the reason.
Jim Beam, Signature Craft, 12-year-old aged bourbons really do get a following. I'm going to come back to that one in a second. And there's a 10-year-old Eagle Rare. Some of them aged Eagle Rares go for mega money. Mega money. And then Whistle Pig. Whistle Pig, the reason why Whistle Pig, I think, is coming to a bit of a prominence in Ireland is the Limavady whiskey. Darrell's new brand, the Limavady Irish whiskey. He's in partnership with Whistle Pig.
There you go.
So they've helped him with distribution and marketing and all that sort of stuff.
Cool.
But Darrell's put it together. But Whistle Pig is a huge brand in America. That's a rye whiskey as well, straight rye whiskey. I do like it. Basil Hayden's. I was going to come back to this. Here's one that we couldn't do.
That's a whiskey name, isn't it?
Basil Hayden. Yeah.
I think so. That's just me.
Is Basil Hayden not a bit of a, you'd expect him to be a lord. Lord Basil Hayden III.
Yeah, but he'd have whiskey.
He wouldn't have bourbon whiskey.
You don't know.
Not if he's lord. He's in the other island.
If he's a lord, he can have whatever he wants.
Well, let's go with that. I thought that was a relatively new, modern incarnation and a modern label. This came from a collection that was quite old. And it is genuinely an American bottle. It's 750ml, 40% ABV. Distilled and bottled under United States government by Kentucky Springs Distilling, Claremont, Kentucky. But it's in really good nick. I don't know whether they got a huge following. Again, I don't know enough about the Basil Haydens to see do fellas lose their proverbials over it, or is it something else. But I was just very interested on the day that I was up collecting this from the customer's house, that it is a genuine old Basil Haydens. A lot of the other bottles that come out of the house were from 60s, 70s. There was some 40 stuff that are in this auction as well. There's an Irish one there, the John Locke's. That came from the same collection. So I'd expect that to get a good price. Booker's is another one that get mad money. Them Booker's small batches. Now there's different ones again, and it gives you all the batch number. But it's 62.65% ABV. That is a whiskey. That is a cowboy sitting on his horse, spitting, chewing tobacco, and ding into the spittoon. He's drinking that. That's exactly what he's drinking. In a wee shot glass, and he's just yanking it into him. And he gets up and he rides off on his horse into a sunset, shoots a few bad guys, or good guys, or just whoever he wants because he's full of whiskey. Because he's after drinking 4 glasses of 65% stuff. That's, yeah.
Is rant over now?
No, I think it's not a rant. It's a wee fantasy. That's what I want to do. I want to go over to into the Wild West, sit drinking 65% proof whiskey.
Getting a horse.
Now, it'll have to be one of them big draft horses.
Clydesdales.
Yeah, Clydesdale. It's not going to be any thoroughbred racehorses.
Big Clydesdale and hoofing out of town.
Well, you say hoof, it'd be sort of more of a plod, you know, firing off a few, you know, blanks into the air. Yeehaw!
You're a tool.
Tell you, that's what will be keeping me going tonight. Yeehaw! Woo!
Right, carry on.
And then the last one is the Jack Daniels, the gold medal. The box isn't in great nick on that.
But that happens with them boxes. That plastic
that plastic is made of cheese. Good. Not made of cheese, it's just made of very pure plastic. Yeah. If it's any sort of age in it at all, it just crumbles.
Yeah.
That's in 1905. There's a different set of them. There's the 1902, 1903, 1907, 1905, all done to commemorate gold medals that Jack Daniels whiskey won on the world stage at world fairs and all that sort of stuff.
Cool. And breathe. Did you even take a breath during that, did you?
I feel a bit light, actually. I think that's it. There's a few more American stuff. I didn't pick them all because I could be here talking and babbling and
not breathing
and I'd be blue in the face. So if you do see me riding up the M1 on a big draft horse, yeah, that's what's happened. I had a couple of glasses of
the
Bookers at 65%. It'd just bring out the inner cowboy in me, you know. So there we go.
Oh,
that's it.
That's it. Tomorrow, what are we going to do?
Matthew McConaughey. All right.
We need to end this video.
What are we doing?
Going?
what are we doing tomorrow? I haven't a clue. I know there is something that I want to put together. There is some exceptional bottles. Really exceptional bottles in this auction. So you've got the Bushmills 28-year-old. It's going to be the first one sold. You've that bottle of Preston's. You've that old bottles of John Locke's. There's some real exceptional bottles that we'll talk about. One of the things, somebody was asking me about Middleton's yesterday, and I just went through it. Again, it's bar the 80s. There's nearly every year in this month's auction, which I think again is another fantastic opportunity. If you're looking for a few missing gaps in your Middleton collection, this will be the month to chase them up on. And then I forgot. There's other stuff as well. It'll all be in tomorrow's video if I can remember then. Probably won't be.
No, you won't.
Okay, so we shall go. Plenty of work to be done. Get back to work. We'll talk to you tomorrow, which is
Thursday.
That's right. Excellent. Talk to you. Bye.